Hello, my name is Dawn Houck, and I'm here to present a data overview of Dr. George Washington Carver Elementary School for April 2017. The audience for this presentation are 4th and 5th grade teachers and the programs in which they are responsible for. The purpose of the presentation is to understand the importance of data-driven instruction, monitoring and tracking data to make informed instructional decisions. Accountability mandates such as No Child Left Behind have drawn attention to the practical use of student data for school improvement. Data and evidence are used to inform policy and instructional practice. Fortunately, there are newly available computer technologies that allow efficient organization, monitoring, and tracking of student data to help those teachers make informed decisions. You can't manage what you don't measure. The purpose for this presentation is to analyze 4th and 5th grade spring reading data using the NWEA, which is the Northwest Evaluation Association, MAP test data at Dr. George Washington Carver Elementary School from 3 years ago to the present. After analyzing the goal performances in literature, informational text, and foundational skills and vocabulary, the data will be broken down by grade level. We'll look at the data analyzed by programs such as ELL, the English Language Learner, FRL, the Free and Reduced Lunch, Section 504, SPED, which is the Special Education Program, and TAG, which is the Talented and Gifted Program. Questions to consider as we look at the data. What areas are 4th and 5th graders showing strength in accordance to areas of reading map testing? And which areas are they showing growth in? Or are they needing to show growth in? What can teachers do in order to analyze reading map data closer? What can teachers change about their instruction in the classroom to make this change? And what tools are available to help us progress monitor students? What measures will we be looking at? We will be looking at reading specifically, 4th and 5th graders on the last 3 years of spring testing. Specifically, we'll be analyzing MAP reading, which is demonstrated or recorded in what's called RIT mean scores. RIT is an abbreviation for Roche unit, and Roche is the last name of the gentleman who invented the MAP testing. The difficulty and complexity of each MAP assessment question is measured using what is called a RIT scale. A student's RIT score indicates the level at which the student was answering questions correctly 50% of the time. We like to think of it as topics the student is ready to learn or are in the student's zone of proximal development. The types of norms that MAP testing allows us to see are achievement norms. We can see a student's percentile ranking in a nationally representative student population. We look at these results usually on individual students' progress reports. We can also look at growth norms. We can compare a student's growth to that of his or her academic peers. And we can also look at school level norms. We can monitor school performance over time and compare specific grade levels across the schools or the nation. When we look at the district enrollment, it's interesting to see the major increase in the district's elementary school enrollment from the year 2007 to 2016. Bryan County is a booming, transient military town. It's interesting to note, and I question, why the major decline in enrollment in 2015 to 2016. With the building of a new elementary school in the district, Dr. George Washington Carver lost about 1/4 of its more predominant population in the 2015-2016 school year to the newly built McAllister Elementary School due to redistricting. The total school population went from 954 students enrolled in 2013 to 2014 down to 707 students in the 2015-2016 school year. We must remember as we analyze the data that while the numbers in each group seem to decline, nearly 25% of the population left Carver to attend Macalester in the 2015-2016 school year. Also, in 2014-2015, the talented and gifted population increased dramatically from 2013 to 2014. This was due to the decision to extend the talented and gifted program to include high-performance students who were not necessarily tested into the gifted program, but were still advanced learners. As you compare the 2014-2015's large talented and gifted program, you can see that rapid decline in the tag in comparison to the 2015-2016 school year, as I said, because of that redistricting. ELL students are absent from the 4th grade MAP mean scores, as ELL students complete a shortened or condensed portion of the MAP test that has about nearly half of the questions of the regular MAP test in which the rest of the school population participates. The survey, unfortunately, does not produce a mean score in the school-wide reports. However, we can see some obvious trends among the different program groups. Also, as we look at 5th grade MAP scores by program, again, the ELL students are absent from the 5th grade MAP mean scores because they completed the shortened survey rather than the regular MAP test. We can also notice that the data in the graphs seem to suggest the strength of 5th grade students academically across the board in all 3 performance areas: literature, informational text, and foundational skills and vocabulary. Equally, 4th and 5th grade strengths seem especially strong in the goal performance area of literature all 3 years, in comparison to the goal areas of informational text and foundational skills and vocabulary. Students demonstrate knowledge in the areas of literature on the MAP test by reading and responding to key ideas and details as well as author's craft. And both areas, key ideas and details, can be broken down even further into different skill areas as well as the author's craft. We can also tell by the data that our areas needing the most growth would be in foundational skills and vocabulary pretty much across the board. Some areas of growth. We can tell by the data that our areas needing the most growth would be in foundational skills and vocabulary. By analyzing 4th and 5th grade reading MAP scores from the other side of the district, North Bryan County, we can see similar trends, with literature being the overall strength and the focus still needing to be in the areas of informational and foundational vocabulary skills. What are some possible root causes and questions for academic deficits? According to our SIP plans written in the past, Dr. George Washington Carver concentrated mostly in the areas of math. To increase our math performances in those years, our school spent monies to purchase programs such as Moby Math, which it was called at the time, which only included a program that concentrated fully on math. Since then, the program has branched out to other areas of ELA, which I'm sure we would intend to use in the future. We were also presented with a new math book. We purchased the My Math textbook, which also came along with an online textbook and software so that students could easily access the textbook either in print or online at home. The purchase also included additional support and reference activities in written and game form. Could the concentration of math perhaps have hindered our growth in the areas of reading. Some other possible root causes and questions for academic deficits. As far as informational text, we've done away with social studies textbooks and now only use science. Could this perhaps have hurt our student scores for such goal areas as informational text? It'll be interesting to see, since in 2016 to 2017 we began a writer's workshop and began to concentrate on vocabulary instruction. Teachers had professional development in those areas. Might we see an increase in the areas of informational text and foundational skills and vocabulary on the spring 2016-2017 reading map scores as a direct result of these trainings? Are we seeing trends of strengths or deficits in program categories or grade levels that can be nurtured, especially in the areas of informational text and foundational skills and vocabulary? Perhaps some of the answers to these questions will be determined in the near future as we continue to map test our students. Thank you.